This is something new.
Yeah, so it's I guess it's part of the onboarding for new players.
Okay.
So instead of having players jumping straight into the arena,
All right.
they have players jumping into the PvE mode first, so that they can get a feel for the mechanics and the understanding of like how the game works and things like that.
Okay. So what if I want to choose my axes then?
That's a good question. I created my account before they put this in, to be honest with you. So you might need to actually go through the story mode before you're able to select your axes at this
Okay.
point. Yeah, that's what it looks like. If you want, I could share my screen and I can show you guys my account and I can show you some of the new stuff on there.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Let me just stop the screen sharing.
Yeah, no problem. All right. I need permission to share, please. It says I can't share. All right, let me see. Boom. You guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Sweet. So the story mode it was talking about is this right here. So basically, I don't know how far it'll make you need to go through this in order to unlock. I think it said the chapter you needed to get to unlock the Axies, but you'll need to play a few of these basically to unlock it. Once you unlock it, you'll get access to this foraging box, and
Okay.
basically you get rewards every 12 hours, and then after 12 hours it maxes out. So you need to if you want to maximize your rewards from this, you need to claim every 12 hours, basically. So those are moon shards, and moon shards are used for crafting. They're a key crafting material. And crafting is important in Origins because it gives you runes and charms, and runes and charms allow you to equip them to your Axie to make your Axie stronger. So, for example, there's charms that do additional damage, additional HP, additional shielding. Some of them will allow you to retain your cards. Some of them will apply different effects, such as additional poison
Okay.
stacks.
Let me just clarify, Kyle, here. So some of it will help me like what did you just say about the cards?
Yeah, so
Retain
you
my cards?
yeah, so retain is a new mechanic as well. In V2, you kept all the cards you didn't play. In
Yeah.
Origin, the cards that you don't play get discarded. So retain is a nice mechanic to have on one of your cards, so that it doesn't get discarded, so that you can use it at the key moment when you need that specific card in the battle.
Okay. So like for example, if a card is discarded, can we mint new cards through anything through any means?
What do you mean? Sorry.
Like for example, there's a card which I'm not like using at all, and it gets discarded.
Yeah.
And now I want that card back, or I want to replace the card with some other card. So can we do that?
If you want the card back, there's a couple cards that will allow you to pull the card from your discard pile onto the top of your deck. But the other way that most people will do it, they'll just wait for their deck to reset and then they'll draw it back again. Because I mean,
Okay, that's
like,
just inside the game, yeah.
yes,
Okay,
yeah, exactly.
got it. Okay.
Yeah. And then like the decks have 18 cards, right? Because each body part has a card in Origins instead of just the four body parts that had cards in V2.
Right.
So you have basically an 18 card deck, and you'll see some players try to find ways to get the cards that aren't as powerful out of their deck. So whether it's a card that has a mechanic on it that's called Banish or Exile, um, they'll try to use those, or they'll use retain, so that their deck will thin down to really only the key cards that they want to continuously draw. And that's one of the decks that I'm using at the moment, actually. It's focused around Topaz, the eyes on these Axies. And really, you discard the ear cards, which are the innocent lambs, and the tail cards, which are the Nemos, because those have the banish mechanic on the card. So you get all those cards into your banish pile, and then you just keep recycling the Topaz cards for big damage. And I can show you guys how that works here if you want. I can also show you guys an example of how crafting works. But another thing that they just released, this was just released as of a couple days ago, but they brought back daily missions and they brought back weekly missions, and you get rewards for completing these missions. And that's part of actually another new mechanic that they brought in, where you can actually upgrade starter Axies. And this is the first step towards Axies being able to evolve. And they've used the word promote for that. But they're testing it on the starter Axies first before they release it to the NFT Axies to make sure that everything works how they intend it to. So the rewards that you get for completing the missions are actually components that you need to upgrade these Axies. So see, for example, in order to do this next upgrade on the starter Axie, I need 500 medals and I need 5 Dawn badges. And then if we go back to the rewards that you get from the missions, you get those medals as rewards. So you collect the medals to upgrade those starter Axies. And one thing that's interesting to note about the starter Axies when you upgrade them is you can see on the bottom here, as you upgrade an Axie, it gives you different rewards. So it might be worth looking into the rewards that you get before you start upgrading an Axie, because so far it looks like you might only get enough materials to fully upgrade one Axie in the season. So I've focused all my points so far on Trip, and you can see that I'm only about halfway through the bar, and I've unlocked all of the materials I could possibly unlock to this point. I haven't missed any of them. So yeah, so that's an overview of some of the new things, but happy to focus in on any parts that you would like to clarify.
Okay, so Kyle, you were talking about the crafting and some materials, right? Like, so if you can get into crafting, that would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you play games, and you saw in that foraging box, you'll earn moon shards. And once you reach a certain rank, you'll also earn SLP. In the early ranks, there are not SLP rewards, but once you reach a certain rank, I don't know exactly which one it is off the top of my head, but it's not too far. Like, I would say if you grind leaderboard for 2 or 3 days, and you have some success, you'll get to a point where you are earning SLP. But anyways, once you get to a point where you have enough moon shards or enough SLP to do crafts, and there are some crafts that don't require SLP, so you can just use moon shards to craft. Basically, that would be like free to play, for example, because you can also deposit SLP. So I was able to come into the season with a carryover of some SLP from previous season. And from the event that they hosted, that Blitz event that they held, because I placed in the top 100, I earned 7,500 SLP, and I've been using that as my crafting material for this season. And the benefit of using SLP when you craft is that you get better materials, and you can see here the breakdown of what you could potentially craft. And you can see here on the SLP craft, there's a possibility to craft class items, and on the ones without SLP, there's no chance to get any of the class items. You can only get the common and the like rare, like the neutral charms is what they're called, but you can't get any class specific items. So if you want the class specific items, you're going to have to either craft with SLP, or you're going to just have to buy the rune and charm off the market
And here, if I'm crafting, I can choose any particular charms or runes I want, right? For example, if I want a mystic one, that's 0%, by the way. But if I want a rare 100% of a particular breed, like aqua or a beast, so can I do that, or is that also in the algorithm and you get it randomly?
Yeah, it's just random.
Okay.
So there does become a point, and I guess each season, I guess it's important to understand that like the rune and charm market kind of forms over time. So like at the beginning of the season is when the runes and charms will be the most expensive, or at the beginning of each era. But when the era starts, there's a waiting period before people can craft these materials and put them on the market. It's a 3-day waiting period. So basically the era starts and you can't really buy off the market because nobody's able to list anything because it takes 3 days until you can mint and then list it. So you can't really buy. So people either just craft or they wait. I choose to craft, and I try to get as many good, runes and charms as I can before that window opens up, with the goal of getting as many of the ones that I need and then selling the ones I don't need so that I can use that money to buy the ones that I do need, right? Kind of like a buy and sell to
Yeah.
get the correct runes and charms that I need. But I'll go ahead and I'll craft here. I do have enough to do one of the crafts. These are the ones that I do the most, because I think that you need the class specific items to do really well. But I also don't want to spend 250 SLP per craft because that will eat up my SLP really quickly. And because that costs me money, I want to be conservative with my SLP. So I do the craft that costs me the less SLP, even though it's more moon shard. So I go ahead and I craft, and then you randomly will get a rune or a charm. So this is a bird charm. And you can see here there's a number under it, it's 3. So basically what this says is that I need to have at least 3 bird potential points to equip this particular charm.
What does that
So
mean?
if you go, yeah, so if you go into your Axies here, down on the bottom is a total of all of the points that they have available for their runes and charms, and I'll take mine off here. But these are the points that you can equip to your Axie for your charms. So these are and it's based on the parts. So you can see I have more aqua parts on this Axie. So this Axie has more aqua points. So I can equip more aqua charms to this Axie. So I like this particular charm on this Nemo card. It cost me 4 potential points. You can see when I equip it, I went from 9 down to 5. I'll take it off, put it on again, but I have 9. Then I equip this one, it cost me 4. I go down to 5. So then I want to spend the rest of the points kind of the best that I can. But it's also dependent on what I was able to craft, because if I can't craft anything good, then I'm not going to be able to use all my potential points. And you can see
Right,
here early on in the
that's of no
season,
use then.
yeah, and early in the season, it's really hard to make the most of all the points that you have. It's almost just like a race to try to get as many of the correct runes and charms as you can to help you try to climb the leaderboard. And you can see like I'm getting close to maximizing my points, but like I'm not there yet. And I've been grinding for, I think it's season launched on Tuesday, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. So I've been grinding for about 4 or 5 days now. I guess the other part that I should talk about is the runes. Each Axie is
So every charm, so let me clarify one more thing, Kyle. So
yeah,
the charms change every season. So for example,
yeah,
a season ends and the new season starts, then you will have to regain the charms and re-equip it with your Axie cards.
yes, absolutely.
Oh,
So yeah, so the runes and charms expire after each season. So
okay.
there's like a grind each season to get those runes and charms. You can still actually use them in the off season. So it's not really until the start of the new season that you need to get new runes and charms again. So personally, one of the strategies I found to be really good is that you sell off basically all of the runes and charms that you don't need. And then even the ones that you do need, if there's a way that you're able to like hold your leaderboard position by playing a couple games a day without, let's say you bought like an endless anger and or you were able to craft it, and that an endless anger will have, pretty good value on the market. It changes from season to season depending on the meta of how much that could be worth, but there's like some decision making of like, should I sell this off and get some profit for this rune right now, or should I hold it and use it to secure my leaderboard position? What's going to be better for me at the end of the day, right? Sometimes you buy at the end of the season, sometimes you sell at the end of the season, and for me personally, it comes down to where I think I'll finish on the leaderboard. And I'm looking at like those AXS rewards and the placements and stuff, and I'm trying to like make a judgment of like, if I have this rune, I'll finish here. If I don't have this rune, I'll finish here. What's the difference in the prize payout? How much could I potentially earn from selling this rune? And then what's, I guess, the difference from the leaderboard rewards compared to, what I can make off selling it. So I like the aspect, like the financial aspect that goes in to these decision-making processes. I think it's a key component of the game that's, I think, really, really cool and really unique to Axie. So like some people, like they'll like to spend a crazy amount to buy a leaderboard position team. Me personally, I like to buy Axies that are close to the floor price and try to make it as far as I can with those. So I bought these three Axies for pretty close to the floor. And I think I can still climb a lot higher on the leaderboard. And as I was mentioning, I think just before we started, I'm a rank around like 680 right now. I mean, I haven't topped out by any means. My team is still doing extremely well, but I just haven't had enough time to play all the games that I need to get higher. I think this team still has a lot more potential, so I'm excited to see how it can go. But yeah, long answer to just kind of say that I like the financial aspect as you play, and taking that into account. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I think we all like to make money. So if there's a way that we can enjoy the game and we can make money while we play, I think that's really exciting. So yeah, I can talk about that, but I'm happy to answer or chat about whatever you would like to chat about.
Yes, I have few more questions over here. So on top, I see a level bar over there. You are at level 33. So like how does that come into the play? Like how do you increase your level and what difference does that make on your gameplay? And is it only in the adventure mode or is it also helpful in the arena mode?
Yeah, so it's not really helpful in the arena mode. I think it's more just a symbol of like how much you play and how much crafting you're doing. But the level really at this point doesn't make too much of a difference.
Okay,
And it does reset each season as well.
okay. Uh, Okay, and apart from that, ruins and charms, right? So charms, we will have to like make the charms. And what about the ruins? We have to craft the charms. What about the ruins? And
Yeah, it's the same thing.
it's the
Same
same
thing.
thing.
Yeah, so there's a chance here. It's the same. It's random probability that
Okay.
you could get a rune or you could get a charm.
But what difference does that make? Like if I have a ruin or if you have a charm, like is there any combat advantage in that?
Yeah, great question. The runes, um, they can only be equipped into this one slot, and each Axie can only get one. and the runes tend to have a bigger impact than a charm will, because you can only equip one of them, so they tend to be more powerful.
Right. And charms are specific to the cards of your Axies here.
Exactly. So these are all the charms here. And
Okay.
then this one specific slot is the rune. So every Axie can have one rune, and then they get the 6 slots for the charms.
Right. Okay. As a basics, Kyle, I'm pretty much clear about it. Like if I have any other questions or queries, I'll just drop in a message in your Discord. Can you just show me a gameplay and see? I just wanted to see how it works. And
Yeah, yeah, let's hop
let's
into
go with Arena maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to. I just wanted to claim my forging box. It's like a habit of
Okay,
mine.
what does the forging box mean?
Yeah, sorry. Oh, we already started, but the forging box is those are that's you can just claim it whenever, at least once every 24 hours to claim, or else it'll max out. But those are how you get some free moon shards just for logging in and claiming. And those moon shards
Right.
you can use for crafting. Cool. So hopping into the first game here. Um, as I mentioned, my strategy is around getting these Nemo cards and my Innocent Lamb, the ear cards, into the banish pile, which is this here. So that this card, Topaz, will do a ton more damage. As you can see, it does bonus damage for cards in the banish pile. So I'll play the Nemos. Nemo's effect is it gives you an extra energy fragment. And it also allows you to pull any other Nemo cards out of your deck. So I was able to pull all my Nemos out. I got them into the banish pile, which is going to give me 36 extra damage. So I'll go ahead and hit for Topaz. It ended up doing 97. And that's with all the modifiers. So there was like 32 base damage, I think, 36 bonus damage from the banish pile. And then I get 15% bonus because of my rune on the aqua there. And then I also get bonus damage for the bubble stacks, 1.5% of the target's current HP. So that's how we got up to 97. Those energy shards are on the outside here of your energy little ball here. So when you get to 15 fragments, you will energy burst, which will give you an extra energy every turn. So you can see I have 2 out of 3 energy. As the game ramps up, your energy builds. So on my following turn, I'll end up with 3 energy, but for now I only have 2. The best thing I can do here, I think, will be to play Risky Fish first. It gets bonus damage when you play it first. 118, but it went into shield. And then I'm going to actually follow up with Goda because I want to get it out of my deck, which is this charm that was on there, which will remove it from my deck now that it's been played. And the damage really wasn't much different there from the Topaz and the Goda with the modifiers. So I wanted the effect of Goda, which will reduce one of his energy fragments when it gets played. And then when he draws into the void that was put into his deck, he's going to lose even more energy shards. So I'm just going through now. I'm just playing more of those Innocent Lambs and those Nemos to get more cards into my banish pile here. He's got 280 left on his front. I'm going to try to take it out. We'll see if I can do it. We're not going to do it because he's discarding my cards with one of his effects. So it's not allowing me to play all my energy. Wasn't even able to break through his shield. So the sustain team is pretty good. The card that's causing the problem right now is this Twin Tail. When they play it and I attack into that card, it's going to discard from my hand. So as you can see in that last situation, I got discarded and I wasn't able to play all my energy, which basically made it so that I wasn't able to do any damage last turn. This battle is all about him trying to survive as long as he possibly can, and me as the aggro, like aggressive player, I'm just trying to break down the wall that he's built, basically.
Like I can see he has two plants. Is it a reptile and a plant, right?
Yeah, a dawn, a reptile, and a plant.
Okay.
Um, and the dawn rune that he has, is actually making him take less damage on all of my attacks. So that is helping him quite a bit. But I was able to just do a nice chunk of damage there with a 143 for one energy. That's a lot of damage for one energy because now my banish pile has filled up. So now my deck is down to 12 cards, three of which are those topaz that are going to hit for 100 plus. You can see I got them all here. So he's probably going to have a huge shield. I'm going to try to break it, but there's a chance I'm going to get discarded by that effect. So here we go. If he does discard me, we want to hope that it doesn't discard these topaz cards because those are my key damage cards. We play the first one. There's no discard. That's awesome. So now we fire away again. And one more. We got one energy left because we've energy bursted now. So now I have 4 energy every turn. Both of these cards are going to kill him. I'm going to go with Parasite because its effect allows me to discard. So I'm going to discard and perfect. I hit his best card, the one I was talking about earlier.
So we can choose which card we want to discard as well, yeah?
Yes, with Parasite. That's an effect of Parasite. I missed the kill there, which I mean is unfortunate. The other card I had wouldn't have secured that kill either.
Yeah.
Oh, it says we only got 10 minutes.
Yeah. So
Did you want to try
actually,
another one, or did you just want to use up
oh,
the time?
that's fine, Kyle. So actually, the thing is, like, it is lot to take in on the first day itself. So the basic parts, like about the ruins, charms, and everything else, and I understood that, like, if I explore it for a minute or two, I would probably understand that. But about this game, it's just going very fast, and I don't want to interrupt you in between because I don't want you to lose this game. As
Oh,
you
you're okay. If
are
I lose, it's fine.
top of the leaderboard. So the next meet, what we can do is like maybe we can start from my account and start playing. So even if we lose some games, that won't make much of a difference for me as a beginner. So
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds like a good idea.
yeah,
Um, I would recommend just get through all those intro ones so that you can load in your Axies and we can get into the arena and that kind of thing.
yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Sweet. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Um, right after I finish this one, I can show you that breeding really quickly if you wanted to, if we have enough time.
Sure.
Cool.
What is that plant? Is that a shield or some kind of?
Yeah, so the ear card on his plant, that clover, it allows him to summon this clover. And it does work exactly like a shield, and it's annoying, especially because he puts shield on it. So one of the things about Origin is it's a little bit difficult to tell where the enemy is placing their shield cards. You can see that they play a shield card. Like that was a shield card, but I don't know where he put it. So you can see it just says secret. And that shield could be on this mushroom. That shield could be on this plant. I'm not really sure, but either way, my hand is not good. This battle is not going very well for us at the moment. I'm gonna have to waste 3 energy on this turn. I don't know. It's gonna come right down to the end. We'll see. See, he's just spamming shields. 3 secret cards. So there's 3 shields somewhere. That means I'm probably gonna get discarded as soon as I attack. Oh, don't discard Topaz. Oh, discarded both Topaz. No, 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 no.
So
That's
so
like,
the opponent person can see all of your cards.
no, he can't see them. It's random. That was literally random that he just got lucky and it hit both of my best cards. RNG on his side this game. It's because I said my build was doing good. It's karma.
Right, and I see it is on round 10 right now. So do we have anything like Blood Moon in this too?
Yeah, so this icon here is Blood Moon. So Blood Moon has been damaging. Instead of doing damage now, what it does is it reduces the max HP of your Axies. So you can see my max HP is down to 200. So in about 2 or 3 turns time, both of us are going to be knocked out from the Blood Moon damage. See, he has just a little bit more HP than me. So his strategy is to sustain the game long enough that Blood Moon will kill my Axies and it won't kill his Axies. As long as he has one Axie left at the end of the Blood Moon, then that's what he wants. And it looks like he's going to be able to do it unless I'll have one more turn to knock. I have to knock out, I don't know if I have to knock out both. I think I have to knock out both.
But if you knock out the plant which is in the front and you are left with three axes, that means you win, yeah?
No, because see how they're down to 50 HP. So as soon as I pass this turn, it's going to be GG. All my Axies will faint, and see how he's at 110 and 91. So unless I can knock out both this turn, he's going to win the game.
Okay.
I need to go for max damage. Please don't discard my good cards. It didn't, thank God.
Is there a poison?
I think there's a chance, bro. We might have just clutched this. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
That's nice. That's nice. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, we just got a bonus of 1,000 moon shards. So I'll go ahead and I'll craft with those. So see, we're up to 1,800 moon shards now. We'll go ahead and craft. We have enough to do 3 crafts. So I'll go quantity 3, craft that. Boom. What do we get? Charm for a plant, charm for a bug, and a charm for a reptile. That's not really much useful stuff. This will help later on in the season. It'll help you. It's a material to help you can put it in these slots to help you craft better materials, but you can't use it during the rare era. Anyways,
Kyle, one more quick question, bro.
yeah.
Is there what do you say? Is there a nerf for cards every season or any abilities
Like what do you mean, sorry?
like nerfs? So before in the classic season, they used to reduce down the power or increase the energy count used per card. Nerfing.
No, nothing like that I can think of.
Right.
I'm stop my share for a sec. But I'm just going to, yeah, nothing that I can comes to mind like that.
Okay, so it has been the same for last 4 seasons for all the axes and cards, right?
Oh, like balancing, you mean?
Yeah, balancing.
Um, it's gotten to a point now where it's like a lot more stable than it was before.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is like they were doing like big balance changes every season, which was it was kind of a pain to be honest. But the game's gotten to a point now where the balance changes aren't as large as they were before. But they're still tweaking things in between each season to try to make everything more balanced and more fair.
Right.
What I'm doing right now, by the way, I'm breeding, but I'm trying to clean the breeding line for the horn part, the bamboo horn part, and the tail part, cottontail, because I need those parts on a different Axie. So I just literally bought these guys on the floor right before we hopped on this call. So I bought this one for, you can see 005, which is like $8. And I bought the other one that I bred with it. If we go into the eggs that I just got, we can get to it quickly. Oh, those are my other eggs. Need to refresh. But yeah, so the other parent I just bought, it was like 003 on the market. Like I literally paid $5 for it. but the whole point of breeding these two is just to get stronger genes for this one part, bamboo shoot, and this other part, cottontail, so that I can breed it with these two axes that I have, which also have bamboo shoot. But I need I need a certain part combination. So like I need this bamboo shoot, I need this cottontail, but I also from this axie, I need its ears, the leafy. That's really the three main parts that I need. So anyways, I'm literally breeding these two together. Oh, they're both on the same screen now, but I'm breeding these two together so that I can get a couple good axies to breed with these two, with the whole goal of getting like 4 specific parts. So anyways, I was doing that today anyways, so I just wanted to share it, but
That looks great actually. So lot more things for me to grab and understand in Axie Origin. So until next stream, let me just go through basics, Kyle, and then I can also play a few arena games and see how do I do, and then maybe we can jump on to the call next week somewhere, and there you can teach me